Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch podcast / FlossTube. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 23rd of January, 2020, and this is episode 380. Dammy, we're going to hit 400 episodes this year. Probably...
Okay. It's usually July or August.
Yeah, I was going to say midsummer, probably, is when we'll do that. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Dammy's putting floss on my...
It's not floss. It's from Fabric.
Oh. Dammy, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introduction set because you'll get a shout out on the next episode and be able to participate in all our alongs and giveaways. Are you okay?
Do you see that gray hair that's sticking out right there?
No. Well, now I do.
It caught the shimmer of the thing. So I'm back in Seattle today at SPU recording with Dammy. It's raining. Fun times. Fun times. All right, well, we have quite a bit to talk to you about today, as usual. Ask the Geeky Girls will not be as long as last week.
But shouldn't tell a story.
But we should probably go ahead and get started. Here we go.
Now we're going to talk about what is on her needles.
I am finishing up birthday socks for my bestie's youngest son, Izzy. His birthday is Sunday. I will hopefully ship these out tomorrow, which means you will not see them finished. Today will be the last time you see them. This is my French vanilla cappuccino sock pattern that I'm just making without the heels, and I'm just making them tube socks. I'm on US 1.5, 2.5 mil.
Where are they?
Huh?
Where are they?
They're right there.
No. Are those Izzy socks?
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
I'm on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Premier Yarn Serenity Sock Prints in the Purple Spice colorway, and X-Ray Ann hand-dyed fingering sock weight in the semi-solid Battleship colorway. There's sock 1 done, and I have just started the cuff. So I do a 12-row cuff usually, and that's what I'm doing on these, and so I am just finishing row 1 of the cuff, so I will hopefully be very close to finishing these by the time we finish recording the podcast / FlossTube today. So that's the only thing on my needles. I did wind yarn yesterday to start on Valentine's socks for the Dr. Hubs, because I was like, you know what, if I don't wind yarn and take it last night to our knitting group, I'm going to finish these Izzy socks and not have anything to work on. Because that would just be the law of averages. But I did not finish them. But I did finish. So what I did, because remember I told you I was like, okay, I'm going to do my best to get these done by Thursday. So I did the maths, and I needed to do 26 rows a day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I did the 26 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I did 26 yesterday plus the other 14 of the leg, and then stopped because it was time for knitting group to be over and went home. And so was like, I will do the cuff today as we're podcasting, because it's easier to knit while we're podcasting than it is for me to cross stitch. So, and that's everything that is on my needles. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished project.
All right, here is Preemie Hat number 3 for the year. This is from my free top-down Preemie Hat pattern that you can find on Ravelry. It's on US 6's 4-mil needles, and the yarn is Lion Brand Heartland in the Glacier Bay and Kings Canyon colorways. So this is yarn left over from remaking Waylon's baby blanket, right? No, this is the yarn from Waylon's baby blanket. No, from remaking it.
I couldn't tell you.
I think this is the yarn left over from remaking my nephew Waylon's baby blanket because it had a tragic end happen. I think that happened last year. So anyway, there we go. Finish that. Number 3 for the year. That's everything I finished. Let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. What's on your fabric, Dammy?
I got started on the Madame Leota Haunted Mansion little thing from the Witchy Stitcher. And I'm starting on the M in Tomb.
In the second tomb, not the first
Yes,
tomb.
Tomb, Sweet Tomb.
You picked up a 3-inch hoop after last week. So.
Yeah.
But you said you're having trouble stitching on it because it's so dark.
Yes, although I am holding it like this, there's light above us, and the white paper of the pattern is right behind it. So now I can see where the holes are.
Yeah. Yeah, working on dark fabric is not easy. So, okay. Anything else you want to talk about on that pattern?
No.
All right. I have 3 things that I've worked on this week. Oh, I didn't open. All of this stuff counted for School of Magical Stitches and Literature. I'll just tell you that. Okay, first up, I am working on Emily's House by Lindy Stitches. This is a stitch along I'm doing with some people in my stitching group. And here's my progress.
A roof.
So I got 400 stitches in this week.
The roof is 400 stitches.
All of that, well, I had done just a tiny bit up here to finish off my how many ever stitches I needed last week. And so all of that is 400 stitches.
Just so you know, your needle is like holding on barely.
Yes, I know. So there is that. 400 stitches on Emily's House.
Whose house?
Emily's House.
Whose house?
Emily's. Okay, and then the second thing that I am working on, and I actually was working on this on the ferry over this morning, is my Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. So this has just got a whole list of like Christmas things. And here is my progress. This is on a 28 count even weave, as is Emily's House. So I did almost all of the reindeer on the ferry on the way over. It was almost 100 stitches.
Reindeer.
See, look. Isn't it cute?
Reindeer. Where's the middle of the reindeer's body?
Well, it's got to be in that color, and I just ran out of time. The there's like accent with like the same as like I think the antler color in there, but I just finished the last stitch of that darker brown as the ferry was docking, and so I was like, okay, well, I will stop there. And then the final thing that I got started on was the Mill Hill Kitty ornament kit. And I showed them this last week, didn't I, that I punched holes?
Yes.
So I got, I think this is like 225 stitches. So this is on the scarf. Lots of shades of green.
What is that fabric?
It is perforated paper.
Interesting.
Because you like cut it and back it, and it's an ornament. So I think almost all of the Mill Hill kits come with perforated, well, at least the ornaments come with perforated paper. So,
Cool.
so yeah, so I'm done with Emily's House for the week. I need to do, I think 600 stitches total on my Christmas list to get in the rest of Magical Stitches homework. But the kitty ornament counted for stitches for Cinderella's Castle, which is a group project that we do. So we have to do a certain number of stitches to unlock different places, because this year's theme is using the Kingdom Keepers and Villains books that Disney has released. So that is everything for FlossTube. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things. Things you like, things you want to talk to you about.
Yummies. And today, I'm going to talk to you about something that may not interest most of you, but it might interest some of you. So this handy little device that looks like a cell phone or an iPod is actually a device called a TINS unit.
Aww.
So what you do is there's these pads that you put on places on your body, and then they connect to this wire. The wire plugs in here, and you turn this thing on. Now you're asking Cece, what does a TINS unit do? Well, I was like, how am I going to explain this? Because I never know how to explain it. So I was like, let's look and see what it says on the interwebs. So it says that a TINS unit delivers low voltage pulses to the skin to contract, release, and stimulate muscles to relieve pain. So this is a new TINS unit for me. I had one that my mom had given me like a lot of years ago, probably like 9 or 10 years ago, and it finally gave up the ghost last week. And it is beneficial for my fibromyalgia. So I tend to use it mostly on my back and shoulder area. So I ordered this new one, and it came in, and this one actually has like a massage feature built in, which is really awesome. And it is rechargeable versus having to use the batteries that are the like rectangular ones?
Yes.
Those ones. That's what my other one used. So this recharges with a USB cord. Very cool. So, TINS unit. I carry it in this handy dandy. This is not the case it came in. I just put it in here. TINS unit. It's yummy for me this week. So I know it doesn't work for everyone that has fibromyalgia, but it is beneficial to me, and so I am happy that I got a new TINS unit. There you go.
Oh, my eyes.
What about you, Dammy? Do you have any yummies this week?
Got to see my kitty cat. Got to see her kitty fat. That goes pat, pat, pat.
What else did you get to see?
My family.
That's cool. Yes. I was glad you were home this weekend, and you got to be home all the way through Monday.
Mm-hmm. And I got up really early on Tuesday.
Yeah, I took her and the Dr. Hubs to the ferry super early Tuesday morning so that Dr. Hubs could get to work and Dammy could get back for classes.
Super early.
Did you get back? How much before your class did you get back?
Like an hour.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh no. Stuck to something inside.
Magnet.
What other magnet do I... Oh, with the Star Wars thingy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is it doing?
I guess it's yummy, too, that I got to have stitching group and knitting group this week after we didn't get to have it last week because of the snow. So if you are local to the Kitsap Peninsula, on Monday nights at 5 o'clock to 8:30, ish. People come whatever time. Like some people can't come until like 6 or whatever. Our cross stitch group meets at the Michaels in Silverdale, Washington, in the classroom at the front of the store. And we have a Facebook group, Kitsap Cross Stitchers, if you want to join that. And then on Wednesday nights at 6 to around 9ish p.m., our knitting group meets at the cafe at the Barnes & Noble at the mall in Silverdale, Washington. And we also have a Facebook group called Kitsap Knitwits. So, if you're in the area and would like to come, shoot me a message. I'll let you know the details if you need more info or whatever. So, we would love to have you. Okay, Dammy, I guess let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So January is coming to a close. We'll officially release the February prompts list next week, but February is Alphabet Soup month, so every day except for 3 days of the month, it will be a letter of the alphabet. So,
Nope.
I made the image already. Guess what I did as the background?
Soup.
No.
Cat.
No.
I have no idea.
A frog.
Frog.
Because it's leap year.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what are we about to show them, Dammy?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Great job, everybody.
Yay.
It's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. Do you know today's prompt?
I don't. I didn't do anything on photos.
Let's see here.
I was too busy learning.
Yummy. Today's prompt is yummy. So you take a photo related to that prompt. You interpret it however you wish. We're very cheater friendly on that. You post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag #GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photo. If you have a private account on Instagram, you need to make sure that Dammy's Doodles is following you because otherwise we can't see your photos. And then we can't choose them if we can't see them. So, yeah. So post your photos and yours might get chosen. Okay, I think that is everything for this segment. So let's move on to the next one.
Now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dammy?
I'm still reading Cymbeline by Shakespeare, but I have sort of set it aside a little bit to read plays by Arlene Hutton, who's doing the next play in our season, so it'll be the next one I'm auditioning for. But this play's not published yet, so I'm reading other plays that she's written. So I'm reading As It Is in Heaven, which is one, and Gulfview Drive, both by Arlene Hutton.
What are those about?
As It Is in Heaven is also about the Shakers. SPU has also done it.
Oh, okay.
And it was also directed by Marianne Sibel, who's directing Shakers of Mount Lebanon.
Okay. And what's the other one about?
Gulfview Drive's the third in a trilogy, and I just started with it, but it still makes sense. It's about husband and wife who are married and move to Florida, but their mothers-in-law come to live with them, and the husband's sister comes to live with them, and there's a lot of tension.
Okay. Gotcha. And you're also?
Skimming various other plays, trying to finalize monologues for audition class.
Have you picked any?
I think I've picked one, but I've still got a stack of plays I want to skim and submit any monologues I might find to my professor to see if she likes them.
Okay. All right. And you're also reading?
The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Coutingo.
So I assume with all of that reading, you are getting in 15 minutes a day.
Yes.
What am I referring to?
The January, February, March. Wow. Read along.
So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you are reading. There is all the info in the Ravelry group as well as in the show notes. There's a finish line thread that you post in. Participating in the seasonal alongs enters you into the year-long challenge where you can win one of 3 grand prizes at the start of 2021. Okay, what I'm reading. I am continuing to reread the 5th book in the Harry Potter series, Order of the Phoenix, by J.K. Rowling.
And you will be forever.
It's a long one, yeah.
It's the longest one.
Along with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast, this week's chapter was the Advanced Guard. I was looking to see, because I can scroll down through Sacred Text because they've already finished it. It's 38 chapters. So, yeah, it's going to take...
That's most of a year.
It's going to take most of the year to do that one.
And they'll be doing special episodes, of course.
Yeah,
So it will probably take you a year.
Yeah, probably. So, because Swish and Flick I'm caught up with, so I'm having to wait for them to release weekly. So this chapter is the one where they come to get him and take him to, I don't remember the address.
Grimold Place.
Yeah, where the Order of the Phoenix is at. So.
And his godfather.
Yes. Okay, I finished reading book number 40 in the In Death series by J.D. Robb. I read Twisted 26, which is the 26th book, as why it's called Twisted 26, in the Stephanie Plum series by Jeanette Ivanovich. That's the newest one that just came out, so I've been on the wait list for that for a while. I finished reading book 14 of the Cat ... series by Lillian Jackson Braun.
The cat.
Part of this book was set in Scotland.
Scotland.
There was a murder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I read the book number 1 in the Kingdom Keeper series by Ridley Pearson, Disney After Dark, for the School of Magical Stitches in Literature. It is a, middle grade, maybe YA book. So, but it was interesting to,
Are you learning about the parks?
Yeah, some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you might not know about.
Engineers.
So, so I finished the first book, and I've got the second book on hold because we're reading it in February. So, and then I'm currently reading book number 12 in the J.P. Beaumont series by J.A. Jance, which is a police series set here in Seattle. And I'm listening to the audiobook of The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher, which is the book
Is it narrated by her?
Yes, by her and by her daughter.
Billy.
So what happened is she found diaries she had written during the filming of the movies that she had forgotten
Carrie
about.
or Billy?
Carrie did. And so she wrote a book, and part of the book is some of the diary entries which her daughter reads. But it's a very short book. It's only about 5 hours. I'm waiting for another audiobook on hold, and so I didn't want a super long book, and that book came in. So this was a shorter one.
It's probably not safe for children.
No, I did enjoy the rather lengthy hour-plus long chapter called Harrison, about Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. This was the first time she talked about it publicly, and with his permission. So, because y'all know I'm a huge Harrison Ford fan. So, so I'm listening to that. I don't have much left. I think I only have about maybe hour and a half left on it, because I listened to it on 1.5 speed. So, Okay, watching. I watched 3 Hallmark movies this week. Love on Iceland. Rue the Day, a gourmet detective mystery. And Amazing Winter Romance. You have an M. M. Amazing Winter Romance, which was about a snow maze.
Snow maze.
Yes, this town came together and built a snow maze, and there was a ice cream stand and a hot chocolate stand and a bonfire inside the snow maze.
That doesn't sound safe.
So, I finished watching series 12 and I started watching series 13 of Silent Witness. Leo got shot. I thought he was going to die.
Oh.
Like, they were taking him off the breathing machine, life support, and they were all just waiting for him to die, and all of a sudden he was like, oh!
Is that how it works?
But it can. It can.
Mine.
I believe this is the series where he leaves.
I got shot. Time to go.
So I started watching the next episode. Don't put that on your face. She peeled it off the back of my tins unit.
It's very satisfying.
Like they put the things on to protect the devices until you buy them and then you peel them off. I started watching the next episode and he is recovering. But then I had to leave and go to knitting group, so. Could you please take that off your head? Thank you. The Dr. Hubs and I finished watching series 8 of Father Brown, so we are caught up now. The very final episode of the series 8, Inspectors Valentine and Sullivan joined Inspector Mallory, and Valentine and Sullivan asked Father Brown to assist them, and it pissed Inspector Mallory off.
Ooh.
And then Inspector Valentine got Father Brown a Detective Father Brown badge.
Aww.
It was so sweet.
Everybody say aww.
Aww. Okay, watching series 9 of Death in Paradise. Watching season 15 of Supernatural. So Chuck/God was like trying to tell Sam what was going to happen if they locked him into a cage, and like he was letting him see the future, and apparently in that future, if they had locked Chuck/God into a cage, Sam and Dean would have turned into vampires.
Okay.
They would have been bitten, and then Bobby and what's her name? Oh, dadgummit.
Don't look at me for help. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, why can't I think of her name? I can see her face. Somebody's yelling it at me right now.
Why don't you just say a woman from the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
That's who it is. I want to say it begins with a J, but I don't think that's right. Yes, I was right. Jody. Sheriff Jody Mills, Kim Rhodes. She and Bobby have to try to come get them and kill them because they're vampires, and then I think it was Dean bit Jody and killed her. And so now what is going to happen? How are they going to stop Chuck/God?
Scream.
Yes. Doctor Who Series 12. Do you want to talk about it? Because you watched it because you were home, and an actor you liked was in it as a guest star.
Yes, it had Goran Viznik as Nikola Tesla.
From Timeless and ER.
I think it was a good episode, but it was like a little all over the place, I think.
Yeah, it was a little bit. So I rewatched it yesterday. So, and then this next week is what are they called?
Jejune.
The Jejune are back. Okay, watching season 5 of Supergirl. Lex Luthor is back and is
Ew.
supposedly good, but he's not
Ew.
really good. And series 9 of Call the Midwife. Season 13 of Murdoch Mysteries. Season 1 of Prodigal Son. He had been kidnapped. The main guy. Can't think what his name is. I'm so bad with names, y'all. He had been kidnapped by his father's accomplice in some of the murders, and he was being kept prisoner underneath their house, and they didn't know that there was this place underneath their house.
That's scary.
It was very scary. Arrow season 8 So it was like in the future, but the future has changed because of the whole crisis on Infinite Earths. But Oliver's dead. So like next week is like the series finale. So is Oliver not coming back?
I don't know.
I'm like very lost. And watching season 6, the final season of SCHITT' Creek, because there are some children that sometimes watch, which is very funny. Listening to my favorite murder podcast. I was listening to that on the ferry on the way over this morning. And other than that, just some random Spotify. What about you?
Camp pressure.
Yep. Anything else? No random Spotify?
Well, yes, but you already said it.
Oh, okay. We both were listening to different random Spotify. Because I doubt that we listen to the same random Spotify.
Yes.
Probably not. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that is everything for this segment. So let's move on to the next one.
And now we're going to talk about our December, January, February, winter, blah, blah, blah.
Walking in a winter wonderland. Ow.
Ow, yes. Okay. So this started on the 1st of December and it runs through the 29th of February. And it's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or sew that you can convince us is related to winter. If you can't think of anything, you made it in the winter. There are a couple main rules to this owl. The first is that any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least... The first is that no whips are allowed. Your project can't have been begun before the 1st of December, and it can't be finished any later than the 29th of February.
I thought you were going to say it can't be finished before the 29th of February.
And the other main rule is that any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least 20 yards. If your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards. For a official ruling on stitching and sewing projects, it's up to you, but you can PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com. You can feel free to poly tip in other longs as long as it fits in with other rules. That's totally fine. We have lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to everyone who donated prizes. If you want to get a closer look at these, you can go to our show notes, geekygirlsknit.com, or tune into the first podcast of every month where we talk about them in detail. If you'd like to donate a prize for a future owl, you can, again, PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you'd like to tag your projects or post on social media. It is GGKWinter1920. The FO thread is going to be locked on the morning of the 1st of March, and winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that. Any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. There's a chatter thread on Ravelry where you can discuss the progress of your projects and where I congratulate people who finish projects, but I also do that here. So, DDOR4, DG White, I Now Hour, Falling Star 12, Philippa MC, Frymeister, Fun Friend, Jodadiah, Knitter Chow, El McCall, Meditative Crafter, Mockingbird Maid, Nicole S., Phoenix Fire, Russ Strauss, and Silver Luna 2112.
Great job, everybody. Keep working on those projects. You have about 5 weeks left to get your projects finished and posted, and you could be a winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
All right, what's this week's question, Tammy?
This week's question is from Kim, who is VT Kimmy Kim from West Virginia. If you could be any mythological or magical creature, what would you be and why?
You want to go first?
No.
Oh, I thought you said I want to go first since I asked the question.
I said you're going first since I asked the question.
I would want to be something that can fly. So I'm thinking maybe like a fairy, because then I could do magic too. I could do magic.
Yes.
But like I could fly, and so then I could get places faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate driving, so if I could fly, I wouldn't have to drive anymore. Yeah. I think that is a perfect solution. That's what I would be.
Okay.
What would you be?
I would like to be
Where the people are?
a mer creature, but not like a little mermaid, just like deep sea out in the middle of nowhere.
So you don't
Rocky cliffs.
So you don't have to be
Mer
around people.
creature. Yes.
So you want no other mer creatures around you.
No.
Do you want anything around you?
Maybe I will beckon sailors to their deaths like a siren.
Do you want like Flounder and Sebastian?
I don't know.
And why do you want to be this?
Just because. I think that's a perfectly valid answer.
Because sometimes people make you crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alrighty. What about y'all? If you could be any mythological or magical creature, what would you be and why? Let us know in the YouTube comments or in the episode thread in our Ravel group. Thank you so much to Kim for asking the question. I hope that was a good answer. Sometimes you get answers like that, and that's just how it is. So, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
Or if you are not on Ravelry, if you want to leave it in the YouTube comments, I will copy and paste it over there, because that way we can just keep them in order, because we answered them in the order they come in, unless there's one that's time sensitive.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next segment. Yay, we made it to the end of the show. Okay, announcement. So, Dammy and I were having a discussion at lunch, as we were having lunch in the school dining hall. So, for this quarter and her spring quarter, the only day that works for her for me to come over to record is Thursdays. However, the first Thursday of every month is when I have been going to Portland to the first Thursday cross-stitch meetup at Acorns and Threads. And there's just not another good time for me to record with her the first week of the month. And we just had such technical issues last time we used the video conferencing software. So until the end of her spring semester, we are going to take the first week of the month off from podcasting. I was just thinking, Dammy, I might do some kind of like vlog or something.
Sure.
The first week of the month. I mean, and if you had anything, if something was going on campus or, whatever, and you wanted to shoot a short video and send it over to me, I could put it in. Or take pictures or something that you want me to put in or something. If you go to a show or something, and then we can talk about it more in detail later. But just so that I can be able to participate in that too. When she's home this summer, we'll be able to arrange things to where we can record weekly again. And hopefully in the autumn quarter, it'll work differently. But just so that I can be able to participate in that, that's what we're going to do. So there won't be a regular episode the first week of the month, but I will put out some kind of small vlog or something the first week of the month through the end of Dammy's spring quarter. So thanks for understanding. We want to keep doing this, but sometimes we just have to modify a little bit to make it work for schedules. So do we have any other announcements, Dammy?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the podcast. Love you guys, no matter how it is you support us, but especially to those of you who support us financially, because it does cost money to do a podcast, shipping, technology, prizes, etc. If you would like to support the podcast financially, there's 3 main ways you can do that. The first is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount of money a month to your favorite creatives. You earn rewards back based on what you donate, and yeah, it's a great way to support your favorite creatives. So, Dammy, if somebody would like more info on that or would like to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsnet.
That's right. What's another way, Dammy?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
Yes, and we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our website first, you can click on the link in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes. Do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway. In our show notes, anytime there's a book or a movie or if it's a product or something that you can get on Amazon, we link to our Amazon website, and you can click on the link and it'll take you straight to that product or show or movie or book or whatever. So thank you to those of you who do that, because it does help us. All right, Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week and a great weekend, and we will be back with you next week. Stay tuned till after the credits for a funny video of Pink Pearl and the Dr. Hubs, and we will talk to you again next time. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.
Bye.
No, what did you try to do? Did you try to run out the front door? Yes, you did. I saw you. You were going to go get Bubba, weren't you? Yeah. And did you stand on Mama and Bubba? You did? Yeah. What if we stand on you? Stand on Pinky Betty, stand on Pinky Leg, stand on Pinky Head. Are you so mistreated? No, Pa, Pawazi.